Hello, my name is Soledad Hidalgo, and I'm here with,
Marcelo Salazar.
and we invite you to watch our TED Talk on inclusive economic growth. An inclusive economic growth plan should be the priority because it is the path towards a stable economy, which, after achieving stability, opens new doors. And we could set up our minds on a new plan that focuses on growing internationally. Now I'll tell you a list of indicators that are relevant for measuring economic inclusion in Ecuador. First, there are the illiterate women rates, which should be measured based on ethnicity, for example, indigenous, Afro-Ecuadorian, mestizo, and white. The illiterate rates should all decrease and get to a point where they all are the same. Then the rates of Afro-Ecuadorian people, well, these all are classified based on ethnicity. So then there is the indigenous, Afro-Ecuadorian, mestizo, and white rates of people having a spot in the government, which, as I already said, they all should be the same. There shouldn't be inequality among governmental officials. And then the rate of people working for multinationals, which are also based on ethnicity. And then the rate of people attending university, either here in Ecuador or outside, and also they are based on ethnicity. They all should be the same. Also, I would like to mention that the Afro-American, indigenous, and mestizos unemployment rates should decrease because if you compare them, when you compare them to wide unemployment rates, they are much higher. Which I'm not saying that wide unemployment rates should increase, but they should all get to the same level point.
Okay, so a few industries that we believe should start being more inclusive are the petroleum industry, the banana industry, the chocolate industry, and the tourism industry. We created a plan to help these industries thrive and succeed in terms of inclusion. So, for the petroleum industry, we will first set out our goals. Our main focus will be inclusion, because we want workers to feel safe and protected. We will do this by providing them with top quality insurance. This will not only help them with work-related issues, but will also help them stay in top conditions so that their work is always productive. The second idea for a more inclusive industry is to hold worker meetings every month with the bosses so that their companies can be heard and fixed. We do this because we want them to be happy and work in a productive environment. For the banana industry, we want to create a work field in which workers are not submitted to horrendous work hours. We understand that the manual labor in this industry might be complicated and tedious, so we want them to have reasonable shifts so that they work productively and safely. We will also provide them with insurance and checkups. In addition to this, we will hand out necessary equipment for them to protect themselves from the harms of UV rays at all times. As for the chocolate industry, which has been booming in Ecuador for the past few years, we found that we need to be more inclusive with people with disabilities. It seems proper to employ people who cannot work on the manual labor in the areas of accounting, logistics, marketing, and other fields. The idea would be to implement laws in which companies have to employ more physically disabled people in their departments.
Actually, there is one law that states a minimum of people who have to work in a company with disabilities, but we want to increase that number, that percentage.
The problem with this law is that companies employ very few people with disabilities, just enough to meet the law. So they are not trying to be more inclusive, they're merely trying to get along with the law. We want to encourage them and find other ways, other benefits to employing physically disabled people. As for the industry of tourism, there is an immense potential when it comes to how we can empower local consumption. Potential tourists always aim to spend whatever they feel like, wherever they feel the most comfortable. This might be a problem when the most of the population does not even speak English. The idea would be to implement education centers for business owners who sell products to foreigners so that they learn the basics of popular languages such as English. And they can remotely connect to the base and help them feel more at ease. The idea with this is to help people, first of all, educate themselves more on different languages so that they might be more versatile and useful. And also, we want foreigners to feel safe when it comes to how they spend. So people who might know a few words about their language can easily interact with them and make it more worthwhile traveling here to Ecuador.
And also, we would like to, besides from, like, depending on each industry, we have a plan to create, like, talks in which people, like, in which we teach the awareness that, like, people should have. Ya me trabé, ya